This is a story that happened to me personally about an encounter that I had in 2004. Due to a relationship breakup, I moved into a small and poky masonette in a part of Southampton that's considered a bit rough. It wasn't my choice necessarily, I just needed somewhere to live quite quickly. My sons at the time were aged 2 and 4, and I often felt very vulnerable, alone and depressed whilst living here. The guy in the masonette above me kept snakes, which escaped a lot, and he drank heavily and had frequent parties and all manner of unsavoury guests visiting at all hours. One day I was pottering about the flat doing housework and stuff, and I came walking down the stairs and just glanced to my right into the kitchen, and to my absolute amazement there was a shimmering humanoid form of a man with huge wings standing with his arms crossed, looking out of the kitchen window. He stood about 6'5". He had short blonde hair and was naked apart from a short dark coloured kilt type thing. He had a sword by his side and a golden shield. His wings were by his side and were pale cream and shimmering, a bit like heat haze does on a hot day. He didn't look at me, and I thought I was seeing things, so I went back upstairs and came down again, only to find him still standing there. I sat gazing at this being for about 5 minutes. During this time I felt an enormous comfort, like an invisible hug from the inside. I cannot explain it. I believe he communicated with me telepathically. During my sighting I heard a male voice gently say, "Don't worry, everything will be fine and you are safe. I am with you and protecting you." The odd thing is I didn't speak. It was as if I didn't need to. I moved out of that place after 9 months, a couple of months after my encounter, but I remain convinced my encounter was with Archangel Michael, the angel of protection and guardianship. It was so vivid, I can still see him now. I know angels exist. I also know several people who have had angelic encounters, in particularly at times of distress. In 1914, British troops fighting a horrendous battle at Mons in Belgium had a collective experience. The incident is known as the Battle of the Frontiers. At the time, the British troops were being destroyed in large numbers as the Germans advanced, and soldiers on both sides tell of seeing phantoms armed with bows and arrows and being led by a towering figure riding a shining white horse who spurred on the British troops during the assault on the German trenches. Angelic beings were also seen by British troops hovering in the air over German lines, providing comfort and inspiration to the battle-weary British. It seems that angelic assistance is around us always. Regarding my experience, I was praying for a change in circumstances, not out loud, but just quietly. Over a period of a few months and weeks, I'd just ask silently for help. And I think this being appeared as an answer to my prayers.